Hi year two, welcome to today's maths lesson. You're doing so well with your fractions work. Let's keep going today. Let me start by sharing my screen. Today we're going to be identifying fractions of quantity and shape. You've already started doing that when you did your questions. What is 1/4 of 8? 1/3 of 9? When you identify fractions of quantity. And with shape, it's looking at that shape and going, 2/3 has been shaded. 2/4 has been shaded. Let's recap our identifying fractions of shape with our do now. So I would like you to pause the video, please. Please pause the video, and then on your piece of paper with your pen, can you say what fraction has been shaded in each shape? We have question 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What fraction has been shaded in? Once again, pause the video and unpause when you have finished. Well done. Let's go through the answers now. Remember, how many equal parts there are tells me what is the denominator. So on this circle, I can see there are 2 equal parts. So my denominator will be 2. My numerator tells me how many have been shaded. Well, quite clearly, one of my 2 parts has been shaded. So my numerator is 1. The answer is 1/2 of the circle has been shaded. Let's have a look at this shape here. Well, how many equal parts are there? There's 1, 2, 3 equal parts. My denominator will be 3. Under my vinculum, my denominator is 3. My numerator, how many have been shaded? Well, quite clearly, one of my 3 parts has been shaded. Therefore, my numerator is 1. But we read this fraction as 1/3. When you read a fraction, read the numerator, then you read the denominator. 1/3. Well done. Let's have a look at question 3. What fraction of the whole has been shaded? What fraction of the whole has been shaded? Well, I can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4 equal parts, so my denominator is 4. Remember, my denominator goes below the vinculum. How many of those equal parts have been shaded? 1, 2. My numerator is 2. 2/4 of this shape has been shaded. Some of you may have said 1/2 because you've realized that even though there are 4 equal parts, we still have 2 equal halves. 1, 2 that haven't been shaded and 1, 2 that have been shaded. So that would also be 1/2. Having a look here at question 4, how many equal parts are there? 1, 2. So my denominator is 2. How many have been shaded? 1, 2. 2/2 have been shaded. And whenever the numerator and the denominator are the same number, we know the fraction is equal to 1 whole. If I've eaten 2/2 of my cake, I've eaten the whole cake. Question 5. The harder to see this one. How many equal parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many have been shaded in 3? Who can tell me my error here? What's my error? Pause the video. What have I done wrong here? Talk to your partner. So well done for unpausing. Let's have a look here. What's my error? Well, my denominator is how many equal parts I have. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's 4 equal parts. So my denominator should be 4. My denominator should be 4. My numerator tells me how many equal parts have been shaded. There haven't been 4 shaded in. There's only been 1, 2, 3 shaded in. So the answer, the numerator, sorry, should be 3. Therefore, 3/4 of my whole has been shaded in. 3/4 of my whole has been shaded in. Well done if you got all of those correct. Now let me take you through our star words today. Remember, I say it, you say it. Numerator. denominator, vinculum, whole, part, and equal. Well done. So there's some of the key words that will be coming up today as we learn to identify fractions of quantity and shape. Let's recap something. A unit fraction is when the numerator is 1. These are all here examples of unit fractions, because a unit fraction is when a fraction has a numerator of 1. And you can see here on all of these the numerator is 1, 1/2, 1/4, 1/3, 1/8, 1/5. These are all unit fractions. I will say one special thing. Only when the denominator is 2, 3 or 4 do we have special names. 1/2, 1/3, 1/4. After quarter, as the denominator gets larger, we just add a to the end. So look, 1/5, 1/6, 1/7, 1/8, 1/9, 1/10, and so on. Okay, so really sorry, 1/2, 1/4, 1/3, and 1/5 are the special names for fractions, and then you just add that on the end, little side point. So really well done there. Understanding a unit fraction is when the numerator is 1. We looked recently how to calculate a unit fraction of an amount. What is 1/4 of 8? Well, what I know to do here to work a unit fraction of the amount, I know I divide the amount, the whole, by the denominator. So I need to do 8 divided by 4. When I do 8 divided by 4, it will tell me what each quarter of 8 will be worth. So I'm doing 8 divided by 4 to find what 1/4 is. What is this 1/4 when I have 4 equal parts? What is this 1/4 worth? To do that, as I said, I must do 8 divided by 4. What is 8 divided by 4? Well, I can use the circles method. So I have 4 circles because I'm dividing by 4, and then I can share my 8 equally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've now shared 8 equally into 4 groups. And I want to know how many is in one group. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. In each one of my circles there are 2. Each quarter of 8 is equal to 2. 1/4 of 8 is equal to 2. And that is how we solve it. Because remember, when you put something into quarters, it means you put it into 4 equal parts. Let's have a look here. I want to know what 1/2 of 10 is. Well, 1/2 of 10 is when I have 2 equal parts. I want to know what 1/2 of 10 is. So if my whole is 10, I would like to know what this half here is equal to. Some of you already might know the answer. But to work out a unit fraction of an amount, I need to do the whole and divide it by the denominator, because that's how many equal parts there are. I need to do 10 divided by 1, 2. 10 divided by 2. How do I solve 10 divided by 2? Well, I know the circle method. I can draw 2 circles and then share 10 evenly. So looking here, I can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I've now shared 10 equally into 2 groups, because when I'm finding halves, I have 2 groups. Therefore, 10 divided by 2, how many is in 1/2? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's double check we have the same amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Therefore, I know 1/2 of 10 is equal to 5. 1/2 of 10 is equal to 5. If I was to go here, this half is worth 5, and also this half is worth 5. 1/2 of 10 is equal to 5. What about 1/3 of 9? When I'm looking at thirds, it means I have 3 equal parts. My whole is 9, and I want to know what one of these 3 equal parts is worth, because that's what 1/3 is. What is 1/3 of 9? What is this 1/3 equal to? Well, to do that, I need to do 9 divided by 1, 2, 3. I need to do the whole divided by 3, or the whole divided by the denominator. 9 divided by 3. How am I going to solve that? What method would I use to solve that? Tell me through the computer now. Well done. The circle method. So now I need to share 9 divided by 3. So here's my 3 circles. I'm going to share 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we are. I've shared my 9 into 3. Pardon? Why are you all complaining to the computer? I didn't share it equally. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Let me go back. So it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that better? Thank you. Thanks for having my back, guys. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. This means each third of 9 is equal to 3. Ooh, is equal to 3. This third of 9 is equal to 3. This third of 9 is equal to 3. This third of 9 is equal to 3. What does that mean? Mr. Wernick had 9 cookies. He ate 1/3 of them. How many did he eat? He ate 3. That's all we're doing. We're finding a unit fraction of a whole. But year 2, not always do we just have to find a unit fraction. Sometimes the numerator will not be 1. How do we solve when we do not have a unit fraction? What is 2/3 of 9? You're all experts at finding 1/3 of 9. We did it here. But look at the numerator now. It's gone from a 1 to a 2. Do not panic. All we need to do is add in an extra step. Because we know how to solve 1/3 of 9. We do the whole divided by the denominator. And that will tell me when I do it what 1/3 is. But I want to know what, not 1/3 is, I need to know what 2/3 of 9 is equal to. And this is all we do. We add an extra step. We divide the whole by the denominator, which is what you've all been doing. But we add this extra step. We multiply the answer from step 1 by the numerator, because the numerator tells me how many parts have been shaded in and how many parts of the denominator we have. Mr. Wernick, that's making no sense. Fear not, young children, fear not. Mr. Wernick is here to show you. Let me now stop sharing my screen and show you on a piece of paper. So hopefully now you can see my beard. There we are, all great. Now let me share the screen in front of me. Hopefully now you should be able to see this. At 2/3 of 9. 2/3 of 9. This is how I want you to solve it. Because like everything, I always think about my teaching and how can I improve it. So I'm looking to do 2/3 of 9. I want to know what 2/3 of 9 is. So what I need to do now is really draw a bar model to represent what I'm doing. Well, I know my whole is 9. And I'm trying to find 2/3 of it. I'm trying to find 2/3. There's 1/3, but I want 2/3. And that's what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find what this amount is here. If I had 9 cookies and I ate 2/3 of them, how many cookies did I eat? Well, this is how you're going to solve it. Step 1. You're going to divide the whole 9 by the denominator. Why am I going to do that? Because that tells me what 1/3 will equal. I'm trying to find, before I find 2/3, I need to know what 1/3 equals. So I'm going to do 9 divided by 3. The whole divided by the denominator. The denominator, how many equal parts you have. How am I going to do 9 divided by 3? I'm going to draw 3 circles, because that's the method we know. And then I'm going to share my 9 equally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Brilliant.
I now know what each third is equal to. There is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Each third I now know is equal to 3. Equal to 3. So I know what 1/3 is equal to. 1/3 is equal to 3. 1/3 is equal to 3. 1/3 is equal to 3. But year 2, I don't want to know what 1/3 is equal to. I want to know what 2/3 is equal to. I need to know what 2/3 is equal to. To do that, I need to multiply what 1/3 is equal to by 2. I know 1/3 is equal to 3, but I want 2 of them, so I'm going to multiply by 2. 3 times 2. 3 times 2 I know is equal to 6. If I was unsure, I could count up in threes twice, 3, 6, or I could count up in twos 3 times, 2, 4, 6. So the answer now is 6. 2/3 of 9 is equal to 6. That is how you solve that question. But I would never leave you with just one example. Let me do another. I might want to know what, let's go with, give me a number less than 10. Well done, good answer. Let's go, someone said 3 there. Give me another number less than 10. Thank you. Someone said 4. 3/4. I can't pick everyone's, I'm sorry. 3/4 of, let's go, 16. What is 3/4 of 16? The first thing I'm going to do is draw the bar. I know my whole is worth 16, but I want to know what 3/4 are. When I have quarters, I have 4 equal parts. 4 equal parts. 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. But year 2, how many quarters am I trying to find? 3. So I want to know what 3/4 are. What 3/4 of 16 is. That's the front door, don't worry. What 3/4 of 16 is. Well, to do that, step 1, I'm going to divide the whole by 4. Because once I divide the whole by the denominator, it will tell me the value of 1/4. We learnt that with our unit fraction work. Step 1, divide the whole by the denominator. What is 16 divided by 4? I don't know that off the top of my head. So I use the circles method. Dividing by 4, so I will have 4 circles. The next thing I'm going to do is share my 16 equally into my 4 circles, my 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And I stop because I'm sharing 16. How many is in each group to tell me what 1/4 is? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's double check it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm doing that because each group should have the same amount and should be equal, because when we split something into fractions, it's always equal groups of. So 4 equal groups here of 4, because there's 4 in each group. I now know each quarter, year 2, is worth 4. But I don't want to have, no, I don't want to know what 1/4 is. I need to know what 3/4 is. What 3/4 is. So now I need to do the answer from step 1, which is 4, which is 1/4, and I need to multiply it by the numerator, because that tells me how many of those quarters I need. 4 times 3. Here's 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. I could do 4, which is the value of 1/4, multiplied by 1, 2, 3. I have 3 groups of 4. So what is 4 times 3? I'm unsure, I don't know this calculation, so I'm going to represent it as an array. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 group of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 groups of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I've done my 3 groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I now know 3/4 of 4 is equal to 12. If I had 16 stickers and I lost 3/4 of them, how many stickers do I have left? Oh, sorry, how many stickers did I lose? I lost 12. If I had 16 stickers and I lost 3/4 of them, how many did I lose? I lost 12. So remember, step 1, divide the whole by the denominator. Step 2, multiply the answer from step 1 by the numerator. Let me do one more. Some of you are probably going, I've got this now, but it's important, we practice. Let's go with 2/5 of 5. What is 2/5 of 5 equal to? Well, I'm going to, step 1, represent this in a bar model to help me. I know my whole is 5 and I'm looking at fifths. My denominator is 5 too. So I have 5 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're always going to get a little bit of human error. So these should be equal. If you have squared paper, that's helpful, but don't worry if you don't. So I know I'm trying to find 2/5. That's me shading 1/5, but I'm finding 2/5 because it tells me 2/5. So how do I now solve this? Well, step 1, find out what 1/5 is. To do that, I need to do the whole divided by the denominator. I need to do 5 divided by 5. Some of you might know, whenever you divide a number by the exact same number, it's always equal to 1. 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1. 10 divided by 10 is equal to 1. 50 divided by 50 is equal to 1. 1 trillion divided by 1 trillion is equal to 1. But why? Well, look, divided by 5, so I have 5 groups. I'm now going to share 5 equally into my 5 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many in each group? 1. Okay, so I know each fifth now is worth 1. But I don't want to know what 1/5 is. I don't want to know what 1/5 of 5 is. I want to know what 2/5 of 5 is equal to. Well, I know 1/5 of 5 is 1. I need to know what 2/5 is. So I'm going to have to do 2 times 1. Because I have 2 lots of 1/5. 2 times 1, we all know, is equal to 2. Therefore, 2/5 of 5 is equal to 2. Really, really well done. We're going to do our very last one before you do independent. And I'm going to do, let's go with 2/3 of 6. Right, tell me the first thing I need to do. What am I going to draw? Well done. I'm going to represent it in a bar model. I draw a rectangle, which represents my whole, which is 6. How am I going to split my whole into how many equal parts? Well done. 3 equal parts because my denominator is 3. So I have 3 equal parts. How many of those 3 equal parts am I going to shade in? 2. Well done, because I'm trying to find 2/3 of 6. So at the moment, I've split it into thirds. Now I need to shade 2 because I'm looking at 2/3. Brilliant. I've represented it perfectly. But now I need to solve it. Step 1 is to find what 1/3 of 6 is. To find a unit fraction of an amount, I need to divide the whole by the denominator. Well done. My denominator here is 3. What is 6 divided by 3? Well, I don't know, so I can use what method to help me solve it? What division method do I know? The circles method. Well done. So I'm going to draw 3 circles because I'm dividing by 3. Now let me share my 6 equally into my 3 groups. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brilliant. How many do I have in each group? How many in each group? Double check it with this group. Do I have the same amount? Do I have the same amount here? Well done. I have 2 in each group. What does that mean? Well, it means each third, because that's what I'm doing, I'm trying to find 1/3 of the whole. Each third is equal to 2. But I'm not trying to find what 1/3 is. I need to know what 2/3 is. So step 2, multiply the answer from step 1, which is 2, by the numerator. What's my numerator? 2. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Well done. What does that mean, year 2? It means 2/3 of 6 is equal to 4. 2/3 of 6 is equal to 4. If Miss Baldwin had 6 cups of coffee and she drank 2/3 of them, she drank 4 cups of coffee. Okay, what you're going to be doing now is some independent work. What I would like you to do now, if I can share my screen again, is this. I would like you to pause the video and solve these. Think about what I did. I started by drawing the bar model to represent it, but then I would divide the whole by the denominator, and then I would multiply the answer from step 1 by the numerator, and then I wrote my answer. If you're unsure, watch back one of my examples. But feel free to pause now and solve these on your piece of paper. Off you go. Well done if you have finished these. These are what your answers should have been. You should have had 3/4 of 20 should equal 15. Why? Because 1/4 of 20 was 5, but you've got 3/4 of 20, so you have to times 5 by 3 and get 15. What is 2/5 of 10? What is 2/5 of 10? Well, we had to do step 1, divide the whole by the denominator. So it was 10 divided by 5, which equaled 2. And then multiply the answer from step 1, which was 2, by the numerator, which is also 2. So 2 times 2 is 4. So what was 2/4 of 8? Well, first step, we do the whole divided by the denominator. So 8 divided by 4 equals 2. And then we multiply the answer again by the numerator. 2 times 2 equals 4. Last question. What was 2/3 of 12? Well, we need to do the whole, which is 12. And we need to divide that by the numerator, the denominator, which is 3. 12 times 3 equals 4. And then step 2, we had to do the answer from step 1, which I just wrote was 4, times the numerator, which was 2, which equals 8. Therefore, 2/3 of 12 is 8. Really, really well done if you were able to get all those correct. Your challenge question, if you would like to do this now, will be this. What is greater? 2/5 of 18, also 2/5 of 20, or 3/4 of 16. Which is greater? 2/5 of 20
2/5 of 20, or 3/4 of 16. Which is greater? Feel free to have a go at this little challenge question. You've all done brilliantly. Do rewatch the video if you're finding it tricky. Really, really impressed with all of you. Okay, keep going. I know fractions is hard, but I think you're all doing absolutely brilliantly. See you all later. Bye bye.